Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Esthetician Edit. Today we are here with Paige Colson from
Hi.
Peak Beauty Studio. I'm super excited to interview you. I've been following you on TikTok.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course. So today we're going to talk all about mental health. We're going to talk about how Peak Beauty Studio came to be. You are 23, which I think is incredible that you are so successful at such a young age.
Thank you.
So we're going to talk about all of this stuff. I guess if you don't mind sharing, like, how long has Peak Beauty Studio been open? How did the dream even come to be? You know,
Ooh.
like, take me back to the very beginning.
Okay. So, very beginning, been obsessed with anything beauty since I'm like 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Makeup, mostly, I would say. And then when I was 13, I got my eyebrows done for my bat mitzvah and they waxed off the front of my eyebrow. So, I've been doing my own eyebrows since.
Okay.
And then when COVID hit, I was graduating high school. So in 2020, I didn't have a graduation.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I didn't want to go to college during COVID, especially, but honestly at all. And I took a gap year. And then I decided, you know what? I kind of just had like a moment where I was just like, I want to do something where I don't feel like I'm working every day.
Mm-hmm.
And beauty was that for me. It was always like a form of self-expression, a form of making me feel better on my down days. So I kind of went with it. I enrolled and I've been doing it for 4 years now.
Okay. And how long has Peak Beauty Studio been open?
Peak has been a thing for 4 years, but our storefront just opened this past November. Before that, I was in a salon suite.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I was working out of my spare bedroom of my apartment at night. So I've been trying to build it up to what it's at now for about 3.5 years.
That's insane because that's like fast growth.
Very.
Like I thought that the storefront was open longer. And I think also too, it's like you want to just, when you are promoting yourself, I think you do a good job at promoting yourself. Like you have been in the industry for like 10 years. You're super established. I know you just brought on like a team and everything.
I did. Yeah. So I just hired 3 girls.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that a big part of the fast growth was social media. Definitely constant content creation really got my name out there.
Mm-hmm. And did you have like this confidence from the beginning to show up online, or is it something that you had to like work towards?
I feel like I've always been comfortable in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So filming, I mean, I was the girl in middle school with the YouTube channel that did makeup tutorials. So it was always easy for me when I'm alone to just prop up the phone and just talk to the camera, kind of make it like as if you're not posting it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look back and you cringe at yourself, and then you go back and you edit through it and you're like, okay, this is actually making sense. This is something that I can post. And so I feel like it came pretty natural to me, and it got me excited when people would comment. I mean, I'm talking 12 likes on TikTok, like made my whole day.
Yeah. I think that's the best when people start to engage with your content.
Oh, for sure.
Then you're like, okay, it's meaning something. Like I literally just posted, I had like a girl in my DMs wanting to book a facial, but she just, you know, when they slide in your DMs and they don't do anything.
Yes.
I just posted and then like on my story, just like, hey guys, skin update, just did microneedling last week. And then she booked finally. So it's like
amazing.
When you start to see kind of like that I think stories are a big deal. Huge deal. Because like posting is great, but when you're all like posting on stories a lot, they see you. Like when you're just posting on the feed, you're not always going to be shown to them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
On their feed. So
when I make a regular post, I tend to do some sort of story post as well, whether it's within the same realm or even just resharing the post on my story. And people are curious, so they click on your page and they either see your post or they're seeing the post on the story and then they want to see what people are saying on the post. So it does get more traction to that original post too.
Yeah. Okay, so today we're talking all about mental health. I know this is a topic you're super passionate about.
Very.
Do you mind, I guess, sharing your struggles with mental health and how that's played into your business?
Okay.
Because I know you say that you really care about the client's experience as far as how they feel, not just how they look.
Absolutely. So I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression at 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's something that I've been struggling with for, I would say, 12 years. before I started to get better. And I definitely had a difficult time in school. I definitely went through, the days where you don't want to get out of bed. And I mean, why I created Peak, it all comes back to that. I started playing with makeup when I was sick, and it just kind of created this escape. Mm-hmm. And so when I created Peak, I was thinking to myself, I want something that's going to make me feel passionate enough and driven enough to get out of bed, but I don't want it to just be a place where people stop by for an appointment. I want it to be a full experience. I want people to not only look their best, but feel their best, because I'm very big on, how you feel reflects how you look and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. So I want to talk about it from like your standpoint, like being a business owner and your mental health, and then we'll get into the clients.
Okay.
So obviously you're saying that like beauty and makeup just made you feel good, and then having this business gave you a reason just to like wake up in the mornings and go to work. Do you ever have like dips?
Of course. We're human.
And how do you deal with those?
Okay. It's a work in progress. I definitely would say finding a balance in your life. When I first started, I was just go, go, go. Mm-hmm. I worked 7 days a week, all hours of the night. I mean, someone wanted their eyebrows done, and it was 11 o'clock at night. I was telling them to come to my apartment, and I was doing their eyebrows. And then I very quickly found myself burnt out, for lack of better words. So for me, the best way to combat with my own, like work with my own mental health struggles, was to find a good balance. Mm-hmm. So kind of setting boundaries, creating better hours for myself. But it all comes back to what I do is what it drives me. It makes me feel passionate and motivated, and it excites me. Mm-hmm. And my dad always said, do what you love and you won't work a day in your life. Mm-hmm. And so I really went for that.
Yeah. I think that that's something that I've struggled with this year is like, I don't know if it's because I'm a Gemini, but like I will be two different extremes. Like I've experienced like not having a job, being super broke and not having anything to do but like work on myself, meditate, whatever, to like now I'm like working like insanely. But then when I do have those downtimes, it's like the old stuff sometimes does come up, if that makes sense. So I think it's like a push and pull. Like it's really hard to find a balance. What do you do when you have like that downtime? Like, do you have a routine?
I don't.
Okay.
Not having a routine has actually been really good for me on my off days.
Okay.
I'm the type of person that on my work days, I'm following a checklist. I mean, we're service providers. We follow a book. Mm-hmm. So our entire day is planned out to the hour, right? So when I'm having my off days, I have delegated 1 day a week with nothing on my checklist, and I spend it doing whatever makes me happy. And, I wake up during the week, I'm like, I'm going to go to the mall. I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to cook a really nice meal. And then I wake up that day and I'm like, you know what? I want to rot in bed. Mm-hmm. And that's what I do. And I don't feel bad about it. Mm-hmm. But then I also have days where I'm like, okay, I want to tan. I want to swim. I want to read a book. Mm-hmm. So I do that too. But again, I'm also that personality that can't relax. Yeah. So I do find myself, making a reel about sunscreen if I'm laying at the pool or something like that. But I find time to just dedicate a day for myself, whether it's alone or with friends and family. Mm-hmm.
But I think that, like you said, like you'll find yourself making a reel about sunscreen. Mm-hmm. That's like when you start to do nothing, sometimes the creativity starts to spark in those instances. Yes. So it's kind of good in a way.
You'll notice that when you are starting to feel burnt out and you're doing too much, you have no space for creativity. And that's what draws people to you. That's what brings in the traction. So when you have that downtime, you're giving your brain time to reset, refocus, and that's when all the fun ideas start to come.
It's very true. Mm-hmm. What would you say to a esthetician who is like currently struggling with their mental health?
Ooh. Honestly, refill your cup. You can't pour from an empty one. So if you're starting to feel down, maybe you're feeling like you're failing. Maybe you're feeling like your business succeeding as much as you wanted it to. Or maybe you feel like you're doing too much and you have no time for yourself. If you don't nip it in the bud, you're going to crash out. It's very important to, I like the word delegate time towards yourself, time towards your family, time towards your friends, and then time towards your clients. Because if you're knocking out 14, 15 people a day, which I've been there and I still have days like that, it starts to feel factory-like. And you kind of start to feel like you're losing yourself. And then your clients aren't getting that great of an experience at that point. So by delegating all of that time and finding a good balance, you're able to be better at what you do, be happier with what you're doing, kind of remember why you started it in the beginning, what made you so passionate about it. And for me, that was making people feel good. So having more time with my clients and more energy during their time has reminded me why I started with what I do in the first place.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because if your energy is low, like you don't even want to talk that much. Like the service is just different. You give so much more when you feel full.
For sure. And then also, I feel like, I don't know about you, but I'm the type of girl that once my energy is down, I am stuttering, my brain is fried, and I can't even tell you the formulation of a product or the ingredients in it. That's not good for business. That makes it sound like you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It makes it sound like you don't have the knowledge that you do have, and that's because you're running yourself into the ground. I don't do that anymore because I've shortened my hours and I've shortened my work days. So now I have time.
Yeah.
And energy.
Something that I was talking about it this weekend with my boyfriend. I'm like, I'm going to set aside a budget. Work-wise, we can call it market research because that's what it kind of is. But I need to like set aside a budget for just my self-care.
Yes.
And honestly, I feel like when you go get treatments done, it betters how you are as a professional because you pick up on like what you don't like. But also too, like you need to feel that feeling of being pampered yourself because we like give it so much and that's an energy transfer. And we need that back to us.
Absolutely. I got a facial for the first time in months last week by one of my girls. And it was amazing and everything I needed. And I was like, okay, this is why people do it.
Is that something that you want to like, I know you just hired new girls, like maybe you don't have anything in place now, but is that something that you want to put into place like mental health check-ins or?
For me, I feel like I mostly do that with my nails and my hair. Other things, I'm very much like a DIY girly. So I do treatments on myself. I'll stay after work. Everyone goes home. Everything's quiet. I change the music from the music that I play for my clients to Justin Bieber, like old baby Bieber music. And I sit and I give myself a facial. And I mean, that's my me time.
Yeah.
So I like doing that. But I do have a set schedule, nails every 3 weeks, hair every 4. So I do delegate time for myself when it comes to pampering as well.
And is that something that you teach to your employees?
Of course. It's so important. When you look your best, you feel your best, and vice versa. I mean, no one wants to be working into the ground with nails falling off and your roots showing. It's a nice reset for sure.
No, I feel like when you dress up and you also put more energy into like your self-care, how you look, you're more confident.
That's why I stopped wearing scrubs.
I was considering that. I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, I think that if I just go in really cute clothes, like
makes you feel so good
all the time in general. Yeah.
I used to wear scrubs every single day in, day out. And I was like, I feel like I have no personality.
Yeah.
And then I started like, picking out my outfit the night before and it just got me excited. And then when you're at work and you like love your outfit, you want to make content.
Yeah, that's
true. I mean, it all feeds into each other for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with scrubs. It makes me feel like
I know.
Less than? I don't know.
Except for when you go to the grocery store and people are really nice to you because they think you're like a nurse.
That's very true, honestly. Okay, so you shared that makeup began as therapy when you were 6, you said?
Yeah.
Here I have 12. I don't know why. Especially during health challenges.
That's when I started the YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. How did that early experience with self-expression shape your understanding of beauty as emotional care?
Okay. I think that, especially nowadays with social media, everything is about vanity, right? Everything is about, she has a bigger butt. She has a smaller nose. She has better hair. And being a young girl, you look up to that around you. And I think that growing up in that era of like the Kim Kardashian, like the selfie book, all of that, you just really wanted to be someone that you're not, right? And so for me, makeup kind of was a way for me to transform myself. Not hide who I was, but just step away from who I was for a moment and create a completely new character. I wasn't very into the glam, the eyeshadows, the lipsticks. I painted my face. I created I turned myself into zombie, into an ice creature, all these fun things. I would slit my throat and have fake blood dripping down my whole body. And I just loved it. And it was so out of the norm. And my mom thought something was so wrong with me. And it just made me so happy. And I think that everyone else was doing, the beauty side. And I just saw the creativity side of it. So I kind of just feel like it really was a way to express myself. When I was feeling happy, I was turning myself into some sort of whimsical creature. And when I was feeling down, I was making myself look like a zombie. It kind of just was a really cool way to express myself. And I feel like during that time in life, it let me step out of my own brain. It gave me just an outlet to just really focus on something that I not only thought was really cool, but I was also learning and just making myself feel better.
Yeah. I really like the point that you drove home right now, because I feel like beauty these days is all about trying to look like someone else, and we've lost that whole form of self-expression and illuminating your natural features and who you are, and also expressing your emotions too. It really is a form of like when someone is a painter or a drawer, they're going to, or a writer, they're going to
do all of those things too.
Well, you seem like you're a natural creative at heart, which I think a lot of estheticians are.
Yes.
You kind of have the two types.
Yes.
Right?
The sciencey.
And then the more creative types of estheticians. So I feel like we're kind of the same.
I love that.
Okay, so when naming your spa peak, you asked yourself, when I go to a salon, what feelings do you prioritize and how do you cultivate that in every appointment?
I wanted peak to be more than just a stop in your day, a mark in the calendar of, I need my eyebrows waxed. I wanted it to be an experience, and I wanted it to just feel like true girlhood. So your appointment is not just an appointment. You come and you hang out. You sit and laugh, or I give you a silent appointment if that's what you need. But the whole point is, yes, you're coming for something that is beautifying you, right? It's making you look better to some extent. But the whole goal of all of it is that you feel that you're at your peak. You feel that you're at your best version of yourself. And most of the time, people get that from just really good human interaction. So when I was creating Peak, that's why I came up with the name. I was like, what do I want people to feel? Not look, but feel. And that word popped into my head, and I never second-guessed it, never ran with it. And I just created Peak Beauty Studio.
I love the name, by the way.
Thank you.
It's such a good name.
Thank you.
Okay, so clients often share personal stories and emotional needs. How do you establish healthy emotional boundaries, even if it's just internally, while maintaining empathy?
Okay. This is something I struggle with. I am the type of person that if you cry, I cry. If you're angry, I'm angry. If you're stressed, I feel that stress like no other. I am very much an empath. And this was something that I really had to work on, and I still work on it. But I think that you can still really feel for someone without carrying the weight of their pain.
Yeah.
So when someone comes and they're saying they're having a bad day, instead of sulking in that, I just try to make their day a little better.
Mm-hmm.
If a client is venting to me about something that they're going through, yes, I'll try to give them advice, but really I just want to distract them because sometimes that's what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to remember your place in their life. You're not their therapist. You're not their parent. You're not their friend.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, all my clients are like my besties, but they're my clients.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to maintain that boundary and keep that established. But your place in their life is just an open ear.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all we are. We don't have to carry it with us. We let go of it once they leave.
Mm-hmm.
And then we check in the next time we see them. Trying not to really hold on to it was something that is something that I still struggle with, especially when a client is going through something really horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself, I'm like laying in bed thinking, what ended up happening about what they went through, right? But that's just being human. So yes, we set boundaries and for ourselves. I would never tell a client, this is too much for me. We can't talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a part of life. People go through really, really amazing, happy things, and that's what we hear the most of.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, there's also downfalls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You seem like a very calming energy, like presence. And I get this a lot too. And then I'm like when I told my dad I had anxiety, he was like, you have anxiety? You're like the most calming person ever. And I'm like, it's in there,
Yeah, we've got like 10 voices in our heads.
Yeah. So like when someone's opening up to you and kind of like, let's say they're like, you get those clients that sometimes are like very like A-type.
Oh, yes.
Like a little neurotic,
Yep.
like their energy, does it affect you? And how do you kind of like release that if it does?
Okay. So yes, it affects me, but I don't let them see that because that can make them go home questioning themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the last thing I want is for someone to feel bad about who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, I try to level with them. I try to calm them as much as I can. I give them what they need at that appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Some sort of relaxing environment. My whole brand is result-driven in a spa-like setting. So the environment that you're in is very calming. We have very chill, vibey music, dimmed lights, lots of different scents, and just a lot of like sensory things going on. I think just the environment itself helps reduce those stress levels for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, it's just a matter of trying to, I hate saying this, but I feel like most service providers are some form of a chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
We adapt to what our client needs.
Yeah.
So if I have a client that comes in and they are very uptight, maybe they're anxious. Maybe I have someone who comes in, they seem very stern. They seem, very fidgety. They're probably anxious.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just more gentle with my touch. I, point of contact before I just dive in and do something. Versus another client who comes in, they're yapping away. They're so excited and just comfortable. For them, I know, okay, I can move a little more fast paced. Like let's say I'm doing eyebrows. Moving a little more fast paced. I just knock them out. We're laughing. We're talking the whole time. The appointment flies by.
Mm-hmm.
There are those clients that you have to just calm it down as much as you can. It's not your job to make them feel not as high level of stress, if that makes sense. But you can still provide a calming experience to the best of your ability.
Mm-hmm.
And then I internalize all of the stress that I then took on from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly don't have gaps between my appointments.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time it's my next client, I'm just focused on the next thing and I kind of just forget about it.
Yeah, you don't put so much focus and energy into it.
I actually shortened my brow appointments because I had time between clients. And I was noticing it wasn't good for me. I was sitting down between my clients and just feeling all of the bad parts of everything that I do. And now that I'm go, it's been so much better for me.
Yeah. I think something too, like, because you have dealt with like mental health struggles, like when you can recognize someone's anxiety quicker and more than someone who doesn't, who hasn't had those struggles. So it's like you see in them what you also have in you. And so I think that can be a good thing and a bad thing. Bad thing because you recognize it, and then that energy, like, it affects you. You get a little emotional. But then also good because, like you said, if someone comes in and they're more anxious, then it's like for example, the first time I ever got microneedling, I've been really good with my anxiety, but I used to have it really bad. I was like very, very nervous. Like even doing a chemical peel for me was like super invasive. And so you don't know someone's like level of what they've done, like what's invasive to them, what's not invasive to them. So it's good that you said that. I think one of the first TikTok videos I watched of you was the one about point of contact. Because I was like, that's so true.
And it's not something I was ever taught. They never taught me anything like that.
You just naturally knew it because you knew how you would like to be touched.
I'm very, very not only self-aware, but just aware of the people around me. I kind of take that everywhere in life. If I'm, walking in a parking lot or whatever it is, I'm aware of my surroundings, but I'm also aware of every interaction that I have with people. I'm very big at reading body language. It just comes naturally to me. Yeah. And I do think it's become an advantage with what I do for a living.
That's definitely intuitive. I know there's something called neuro-linguistic programming that you can so people actually study this, but like, for example, when someone goes like this, like as let's say you're talking and I go like this, it could be that I'm closed off, but it can also be that I'm just analyzing what you're saying. So so I have had clients that like I will start talking, and this might get in your head now. I'll start talking about like a skincare treatment or like just giving them tips or something, and I notice they go like this. Yes. And it's because they're starting in a way to judge, not in a bad way, but they're analyzing to see whether they believe you or not. Yeah. So little things like that too. I feel like if estheticians can learn that, it can also help them better, like their sales, like how they approach their clients, things like that.
Yeah. I have clients that if I don't break it down to it, like every detail for them, they are not for it. And then I have clients that they're like, I trust you, do what you want. Yeah. And you have to know how to approach each client. And I mean, a lot of it is in the body language. I mean, even if their feet are facing you or not, or if they're facing away from you.
Like facing the door, like they're ready to leave.
Yes.
That's so true. Yeah. And I think you can't be like butthurt about it.
No, you can't.
If their feet are facing the door, then whatever. Right. I used to get a little butthurt about it.
Did you? Yeah. No, I feel like I never felt any sort of type of way about it, but I did notice I became adaptable. Yeah. And I tried different approaches, even within that one interaction, not just the next time I see them. But in that one interaction, you notice, okay, this isn't working. Let's try something else. Let's try to, I don't like to say this, but dumb it down. Yeah. I'm going to stop throwing a million ingredient names at them. I'm not going to use all of these bigger words to say scarring. Like if I told someone about post-inflammatory erythema and they're completely not receptive, I'm going to say, the marks on your face. And they're like, oh, okay, now we're talking. Tell me more. Because you have to level with them on every aspect, not just the emotional side of things, but even all of the
like education.
Yes.
Like informative.
Literally
stuff,
everything. You have to just adapt to what your client needs. It's huge.
Yeah. So I think when you're picking up on the feedback, then it helps you to adapt and adjust. And you notice they open up a bit. Yes. Like I've had clients that come in and they're super uptight, and then the second session they're like crying to me or something like that. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. It's so funny that you say that. I have one particular client that comes into mind where our first appointment, we didn't talk. And then our second appointment, we started talking and we're like, wait a minute. We're the same person. We even went to the same high school and we didn't know each other. Oh, wow. I adore her. She's so funny. And now every time she comes to me, I'm like, I make her my last appointment of the day because we spend the entire appointment talking and laughing. And then I'm like, shoot, we don't have enough time to go over your routine for home and your aftercare.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just a part of what I love is you build such nice relationships with people, but you can't judge a book by its cover. The first appointment, people are nervous, they're anxious, they don't know what to expect. Then it becomes routine and they're like, oh, okay, I could do this.
You're like establishing a sense of safety for them.
Yes.
For sure. Can you share a moment or a client story where your work noticeably boosted someone's confidence or mood, and how does that make you feel?
Okay. So, I mean, there's two different sides to it. There's the emotional and then there's the physical. With the emotional, I mean, like I said, you see women going through every phase of life. I shouldn't say just women. You see your clients going through every phase of life. Marriage, new relationships, breakups, divorces, having children, getting pregnant, losing that pregnancy, losing a family member, a friend, every stage of life, right? And sometimes there's no instant gratification with an appointment. They're not looking for that. They're just looking for something to relax them, something to kind of like how I spend my off day at the pool reading. This is their off time. This is their me time. And they choose this appointment for their me time. So it's really just a matter of giving them the time that they need. I have a client who, oh no, I shouldn't say that. So in life, there's grief and there's loss. And I love that I can be an outlet, not necessarily me, but what I do for a living, or maybe me, be that outlet for them to just feel better as best as they can. It's not an instant fix, but it's just something to make them feel better.
Yeah.
And then you also have people who are just really struggling with their self-image. Someone who has major acne and it's just debilitating. I mean, I struggle with acne majorly, and it is debilitating. You wake up and you look in the mirror and you're like, I don't understand why this is happening to me. And then you have the success stories of clearing their acne. I mean, someone who comes to you in January and now we're in end of July, and in 7 months, you've transformed their skin. So, and my biggest thing is just reducing inflammation. Doing that, and 99% of the time clearing their problems. I mean, just seeing them happy. I've had clients cry to me. Say, I never thought I would be confident when I looked in the mirror again. And I mean, that's just the best feeling. But yeah, there are times where a client comes to you and they're really hurting. And you try your best to make them feel better. And then they leave. And it makes you feel really crappy. And not because you're holding their hurt, but because you feel it's bad for them. That's normal. That's human. But all of those things, like seeing clients be happy and feel proud and confident and love themselves, that's the best feeling of all of it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Okay, so moving forward, I mean, you've grown so much in just 4 years. What is next for Peak Beauty Studio?
Ooh. I definitely have a lot of plans of things that I want to do in the future. Right now, it's really just focusing on getting my team built up. I'm really excited for them to meet all of my clients and start providing services. I love to teach and educate. So my next thing is I want to start working on ebooks. Yeah. And I also want to start preparing to do master classes and trainings. I already offer them, but I want to do them at a larger scale rather than one-on-one. I would love to have little classes. So now that I have the time to do that and I have the staff that I know can keep the space running smoothly, I want to focus on that. And doing more things like this, because this kind of stuff really excites me. And I think something that a lot of people don't talk about is you don't have to be just a service provider. You can be so many things within this industry. And I think that's really exciting. And just continues to drive my passion. And then when I do go back to the treatment room, I'm like, okay, now I'm back at my safe place, my happy place. And it's a fun like reminder of all of it and where it all comes from.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it goes hand in hand like with your creativity. Like you kind of want to be versatile and doing different things because it keeps things exciting. If not, you're like bored.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so to wrap this up, I think this is a really good question because I just went to a 7-day meditation retreat and it was all about like who you are being creates, your dreams and your reality and stuff. So you have like these dreams for Peak Beauty Studio to become an educator and do more master classes, things like that. So who does Paige want to be or like, so like, how am I asking this right? like basically like who do you want to transform into to make that happen?
I want to be me at my peak.
And what does at your peak look and feel like for you?
Just a point where I feel, is gratified the right word? Just how do you put it into words? I want to feel like the little girl in me is fulfilled.
Okay.
And like everyone has like the 5-year plan, the 10-year plan. I have no idea what mine's going to look like. I didn't think I was going to be where I am today.
Yeah.
I was like, when I moved into my salon suite, I was like, oh, this is it for me. This is going to be what I have. I'll move into adulthood. I'll get married, have some kids, and work a few days a week. And then within 8 months, I was in my new space. And now I'm like, okay, I don't think it's going to be like that anymore. So I really don't know what the future holds. But I do know that I won't lose myself. I will only continue to do things that better me. And I think that a very big struggle that I've dealt with in life, like I wouldn't take any of it back. It's literally sculpted me into who I am. And I think that it's helped me have a vision of where I want to be, which is just me happy and fulfilled.
I love that. I feel like I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like I feel like my 2 feet are planted on the ground. I've overcome because I dealt with a lot of mental health struggles at a young age. So it feels like I'm not in survival mode anymore. I'm more in okay, I have my 2 feet planted, but then now it gets like kind of like, do you want to stay comfortable or do you want to make that little girl proud because she would want you to keep going? Right? So I would say just tune into the feeling of being fulfilled as much as possible. And like you're going to get there. I have no doubt about it.
Thank you. Well, you
and
too.
I'm super excited to see your growth.
Thank
you. I feel like we should do this again.
Oh, 100%.
Like Peak, every year we should do like a episode of Peak just to see your
I love it.
transformation.
Like the Billie Eilish. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, you have to look at it. Basically, it's like her interview. I don't know who it was with. Might have been Vogue. And they put it one after another and it's just showing her growth. And then she looks back at it and watches it.
That's so cute.
Yeah, very cute.
I love it. Okay, so if anyone wants to find you like on Instagram, website, do you mind giving us like your information?
Yeah, my Instagram is Peak Beauty Studio, PEAK. Our website is peakbeautystudio.com. Our TikTok is Peak Beauty Studio. Just Peak Beauty Studio all across the board.
Pretty straightforward.
Yes.
We'll put it in the show notes for you guys. And yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I loved this.
Bye, guys.